Hi guys, so we're here today with the Schmidt & Bender Ultra Short Series. This is the 3-20 by 50 and this is the Pantone colour. So this is available in RAW 8000, Pantone and black. And the main thing in the Ultra Short Series, this was developed with having attachments in mind. So when I say attachments, to have this rifle scope to be used on a rifle with the ability to have red dots also mounted onto the optic as well. So that would be using, say, a spur mount with then a piece of rail, Picatinny rail, on top of the spur mount with then a red dot then situated on the top. This is actually the 3-20 series is currently in use with a lot of law enforcement and militaries across the world. So the 3-20 by 50 is pretty simple, 50mm objective, 3-20 times magnification. The Ultra Short actually has a very nice wide field of view and doesn't suffer with that tunneling at the low magnifications and has a large amount of internal adjustment. It's available in mil or MOA clicks. So you can see on this particular model, we have the double turn turret. This is a low profile double turn turret. This with the tactile indicator. So with the tactile indicator, you've got basically the peg that will pop up on the second revolution. That was quite convenient. It was actually in, just about to move on to its second revolution there. As you can see, this little peg pops up on that second revolution. And when you turn it back down to your first turn, it then drops back down into place. Very easy, simple system, but very effective. So the Schmidt & Bender series now, they've actually evolved onto the double turn 2 turrets. And they're still making these double turn 1s with this tactile indicator, but the new series do not feature this locking method of pulling up or pushing down to lock it. So that's engaged and this is locked, and it actually has an indication of the fact that it says locked, and you pull it up and you can freely turn the turret again. So the new ones actually now feature a lever which pulls round and that then locks the turret. With this lever system as well, it also controls the MTC click. So as standard, these have an MTC click. So people ask what a lot of the abbreviations mean on the Schmidt & Benders. So the MTC element of the abbreviation means more tactile clicks. So on every 10th click on a mil-radian base scope, you have a heavier indentation. So for every full number, you would turn the turret and you end up with a heavier click to know you've then passed on to your next full mil-rad. So that's the turret sort of gone over. The 3-20s come with a cap turret, and just unscrew that. This is basically to keep it from the shooter knocking the turret. And it's a single turn turret and it's quite easy. Again, you feature a solid stop on the 0 point just to be able to know that you've returned back to the 0 and you're about to start moving the other direction. So just whack that back on there. You've got heavy knurling on the eyepiece as well. Again, keeping to the tactile feel, and this makes it easy using it with gloves and out in the field. As standard with the Ultra Short, you have a pair of Tenebrax covers. These are a lot nicer than the Butler Creeks. And with particular coloured models, they will obviously match the scope as well. So put them back on. Parallax, obviously on the left hand side, comes down to 25 meters and goes right out to infinity. And then the illumination is then situated on the left hand side as well. The one thing to note actually with Schmidt's and left-handed bolt rifles is sometimes you do have a problem with the mounting and the bolt throw. So the bolt throw can actually knock this illumination turret. So it's just worth mentioning, just because we have had it in the past. So someone mounts a PM2 and they've got a left-handed rifle and the bolt just catches the illumination. So the illumination, going back to it, has 11 steps, and the 11th step is daylight bright, and down to 0 is then to be, well, down to lower settings then to be used in very low light conditions. So again, with the other Schmidt & Bender series and every other PM2 rifle scope, you have multiple configurations. So you basically can customize this scope to whatever you would like. So you can change the reticule, change the turret rotation, so you can go clockwise to go up or counterclockwise to increase the elevation. You can change the color, and you can also change the click value. Basically, it's probably one of the best things to do is to work out exactly what you want and drop us a message, and we can always give you a call and talk it through and just work out that you're making the right decision and it's sort of the way to go. Just to confirm the difference between the 3-20 and the 5-20 ultra short, the 3-20 comes with the illumination as standard, whereas the 5-20 you have the ability to choose the illumination. And with the 5-20, you've also got, especially if you choose the illuminated version, a very reduced mounting platform, or mounting area. So it's worth noting on the 5-20, if you go that route, it's slightly shorter. This particular model is about 34.5 centimeters, which is the 3-20. But on the 5-20, if you do decide to go with that with an illumination, you would have to get something like the spur mount or the ear attack, just because they basically do a purpose-built mount, because this mounting area on the 5-20 model, not so much on this model, but the 5-20 is very small. So you really, if you don't get the right set of mounts, you can end up with basically it not fitting your rifle correctly. So I think I've run over everything. Obviously quality is there, it's just Schmidt & Bender, the glass is brilliant and they're reliable, and to be honest, it does fit a range of rifles, perfect out from shooting at 200-300 yards, and then you can then put this out to 1,000 yards and it's got no problem. I think that sums it up nicely. So I'll finish up. So we're basically going to keep the videos coming, and remember, like the channel, subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.